so far to harbor life. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand.
As of June 27th, my city has instituted a mandatory mask-wearing policy when entering businesses. Apparently, my Canadian brethren haven't done their best when it comes to social distancing and basic sanitation, so now we get to wear masks. Awesome job, King. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm willing to wear a mask to hopefully get this crap out of my city as soon as possible. At this point, it's damn near anything to make things go back to normal. However, some people are complaining. A very particular group of people. A recently identified case of humanity that has become known as Karen. So, who is Karen? It's a somewhat nebulous term. Karen is usually a woman, though doesn't necessarily have to be. Some have suggested calling the male variant Kevin, and I do not approve of this for obvious reasons. Karen is also frequently well off financially, and her position of comfort creates a curious sense of self-entitlement. This is the defining feature of the Karen. Karen wants to get her way all the time. She is always right in her mind, and she will go to extreme, sometimes even violent measures to make sure everyone knows it. For the most part, Karen's hunting grounds are limited to retail locations. She can most easily be brought into the open by being denied privileges that they perceive as rights. For instance, some get enraged when the 40 packs of toilet paper they panic bought aren't accepted for a return. Some want to ensure that children aren't allowed to have any fun, from chalk drawing on asphalt.
We don't want to have to look down at this mess.
So don't look at the mess.
We live here.
Don't look at the mess.
To playing at a park. Many find their ire raised simply by being near people of non-white ethnicity, a disturbingly common trend with Karens.
World, get the fuck out of this state! Go back to whatever fucking Asian country you belong in.
Okay,
You
racist.
fucking bitch.
Going back to Mexico. You better go back to where you're from.
You just walked into her. Excuse me?
Hey, God! She just touched me.
Wow,
Oh my
see?
God.
Yeah, you deserved it.
Oh my God.
In my opinion.
However, the outbreak of COVID-19 has brought on a change in the Karen population. Forced into their homes and unable to harass low-paid employees, a powder keg effect began throughout the suburbs. Until suddenly, governments around the world, and particularly in the United States, made the move that knocked the keg over and ignited it. Mandatory masks. Like my city, many cities across North America are now making masks a requirement, at least when inside a business. And the Karens have come out to complain about it. Let's watch.
I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
Thank you for your comments, ma'am.
This is gonna be good.
And they want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it.
In the beginning, God formed man out of the earth and breathed his breath in him, and he became a living soul. Where do you derive the authority to regulate human breathing?
Well, that's a lovely story and all. Doesn't really work for those who don't believe in God, though, does it? What's more, wearing a mask isn't regulating your breathing. It's regulating to a degree what goes in, and more importantly, what comes out of your body. You can breathe just fine, you're just not breathing your disgusting, diseased anti-vax breath on me, Karen.
What you say is the political dogma that they're trying to shove down our throats on every commercial and every store, and it's disgusting.
Well, I don't watch TV, that dying medium that you Karens are constantly glued to, so I wouldn't know about that part. As for stores, they're enforcing it because if they don't, they get fined. In fact, I walked into a store having not bought a mask yet, and the store owner gave me one. Very simple. A fine is money lost by the store. I'm gonna guess and say you folks are fans of capitalism, right?
Every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested. And you, doctor, are going to be arrested for crimes against humanity.
The devil's law is to wear a mask? Seer, Son of God, Ark of the Covenant, and worldwide flood, and slavery. No, I don't think so. And crimes against humanity is a little far, don't you think? Honestly, Karen, one could argue that you are committing the greater crime against humanity, as you're willfully risking the spread of disease.
Let me ask you all, do you believe you're God? Do you believe you can override God's divine plan for our lives? You're removing our freedoms and stomping on our constitutional rights by these communist dictatorship orders or laws you want to mandate.
Ah yes, the old communist adage of wear a mask, because that's a thing.
We will get together and do a citizen's arrest on every single human being that goes against the freedom of choice.
The amendments of the United States Constitution, you know that thing that Karen Sr. was yelling about, do not include a generic freedom of choice. Can you imagine if a murderer got off innocent because it was his choice to commit the murder? In fact, the only part of U.S. law that pertains to freedom of choice refers to a woman's right to choose whether or not to terminate a pregnancy.
Okay? You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people.
Yeah, the video's right. Masks are not literally killing people, Karen. Maybe there's something wrong with yours, but my 57-year-old mother has to wear one for at least 8 hours a day because she works in a nursing home, and it hasn't killed her.
Every single one of you have a smirk behind that little mask, but every single one of you are going to get punished by God. Have a smirk behind that little mask, but every single one of you are going to get punished by God. You cannot escape God. You cannot escape God. I'm gonna say that again. You cannot escape God, not even with the mask or 6 feet, okay?
What if I stand 7 feet away? Can I escape God then? How about 10 feet? How long are God's arms, do you think? Maybe he's like Stretch Armstrong, and he can wrap them all the way around the globe. Then you really couldn't escape God.
6 feet, like I said before, is military protocol. You're trying to get the people to train them, so when the cameras, the 5G comes out, what? They're gonna scan everybody. We gotta get scanned. We gotta get temperatured. The kids have to go to school with masks. Are you insane? Are you crazy? I think all of you should be in a psych ward right the heck now.
Are you insane that you agree with these completely baseless dystopian futures I literally just invented right now? Seriously, what a wild point. She just invents all of this crazy stuff and then acts like it's all accepted fact. And cameras are not what 5G is, you Luddite. And for God's sake now please get a grammar editor. That says camera is, not cameras.
Our communication is nonverbal, which includes facial expressions, gestures displayed, and the physical distance between the communicators. How will young children be able to know who the dangerous deviants are, like pedophiles and people in the human sex trafficking?
Let's think through the logic here. How will a child who, in your weird sci-fi universe, has been trained to stay 6 feet away from anyone, know who the pedophiles are? Realistically, anyone who comes within 6 feet, Karen. Honestly, it's just going to make kids more paranoid of strangers, and frankly, I think that's a good thing because kids are dumb, yo.
모르는 아저씨가 예빈아 깎아 먹으러 가자 이러면 안 돼요 해야지. 안 돼요. 옳지. 그럼 아이스크림 먹으러 가자 하면 안 돼요. 안 돼요. 그럼 수영하러 갈래? 이러면 안 돼요. 안 돼요. 무조건 안 돼요야. 모르는 아저씨가 그러면 알았어? 응? 다시 예빈아 아저씨랑 깎아 먹으러 갈래? 이러면 안 돼요 하라고.
You did not listen to we the people. I would die for that country. I would die for the Constitution. You know what? You disgrace me. You know why? You did not listen to we the people. You made your decision.
I respect your passion, sir. Perhaps you're a military vet. You kind of give off that vibe. You know who else would die for their countries? These men wearing masks during the 1918 flu pandemic. Just something to think about.
I haven't worn a mask yet. I'm not wearing it today. Besides, despite what you guys do up here today, I'm not wearing one tomorrow. I was born free. I will stay free. My rights come from God, not from you. I'm not wearing it. You're going to have to hold me down and put it on me.
This lady reminds me of a literal child throwing a temper tantrum. I won't do it. You can't make me do it. I'm not listening to you. You're not even my real dad. Pathetic, honestly.
We are a nation of shared values of freedom, liberty, equality. We are home of the free, land of the brave. This is America, as someone else spoke. This is not Cuba. We are not in a communist nation.
And once again, no part of any communist manifesto includes forcing people to wear masks. Second, what did she say a moment ago?
We are home of the free, land of the brave.
Jesus, Karen, you're reading off a script. Do you seriously not know your own national anthem? All of your patriotism has now had serious doubt cast over it.
And I say Trump 2020, and I hope every one of you gets voted out who votes for a mask here today. Shame on you for voting for a mask.
Thank you, ma'am. Your time has
I
expired.
also heard you say this is a democracy, and I'm sick and tired of hearing you say that. It's a republic.
Wow, that Karen really went off. I'm gonna call her Susan. It's like the next evolution of a whiner. Yeah, I've got nothing to say on that. Vote for whoever you want, as long as they're gonna work to put a stop to COVID.
So here I am wearing my mask. Makes it a little bit difficult to breathe, and you may be able to see that my glasses constantly fog up because the warm air goes straight up into the lenses. Am I dying? No, I'm not dying. I feel fine. Honestly, Karen, don't be such a weakling. Wear a mask. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, which is Dead Kennedy in Space. If you want to support me further, consider donating on Patreon or purchasing some of my work through Amazon or Teespring. Thank you, and I'll see you over the curve, Space Cowboys.
Live there, on the mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam, in a vast cosmic arena.